Thank you so much for joining us on Business Now. My name is Uchechukwu Onodo. Our President Muhammadu Buhari has written to the National Assembly seeking approval for a fresh $800 million loan from the World Bank. The President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, read out Buhari's request to lawmakers on the floor of the Senate. The President said the program is intended to expand coverage of shock-responsive safety net support among the poor and vulnerable Nigerians, and that it will assist them in coping with the cost of meeting basic needs. He said the federal government of Nigeria, under the conditional cash transfer window of the program, will transfer the sum of 5,000 naira per month to 10.2 million poor and low-income households for a period of 6 months, with a multiplier effect on about 60 million individuals. The President also said that in order to guarantee the credibility of the process, digital transfers will be made directly to beneficiaries' accounts and mobile wallets. The federal government on Wednesday said Nigeria's oil production is currently lower than its technical allowable capacity by about 1 million barrels per day. It attributed the low oil output to challenges such as lack of investments, insecurity, and reduction in hydrocarbon funding arising from energy transition, among others. The government disclosed this through the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission at the host communities sensitization workshop with the theme, the implementation of the Host Communities Development Trust, held in Abuja. The chief executive of the commission, Gbenga Komolafe, said that while the commission is prioritizing efforts towards increasing oil and gas production and ensuring maximum federation revenue through the optimization of oil and gas value chain, the efforts have been constrained by a myriad of challenges. Komolafe, who was represented by the Commissioner, Economy, Regulatory and Strategic Planning, Kelechi Ofebu, said the workshop would create awareness and provide a platform for knowledge sharing on the implementation of the host community provisions in the Petroleum Industry Act of 2021. He said the implementation of the provisions would be in a manner that would impact positively on the people of the Niger Delta and other oil gas host communities. The Budget Office of the Federation has said Nigeria now has a limited borrowing space due to its poor debt-to-revenue ratio, stressing that trouble looms for the country if it exceeds its limits. The Director General of the Budget Office, Ben Akabweze, while addressing members-elect of the 10th National Assembly at their week-long induction ceremony in Abuja on Wednesday, pointed out that while Nigeria remains healthy with its debt-to-GDP ratio, the country is not with its debt-to-revenue ratio. Akabweze was speaking to the newly elected and returning members of the National Assembly, which is responsible for the consideration, amendment, and passage of annual budgets of the federal government, as well as economic bills like the Finance Bill. The Budget Office boss added that while Nigeria has a population of over 200 million, it is currently producing just about 1.9 million barrels per day. And the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited needs to roll out massive investments in terms of oil and gas to meet the demand for the commodities. Africa's richest man and chairman, Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has said this. He said the national oil firm should invest more because there were many off-takers waiting to take the product from the company. Dangote stated this at the ongoing 2023 Annual Value Assurance Review Workshop of the Nigeria Upstream Investment Management Services Limited. He explained that a good investment manager would actively seek for investment opportunities, assess them, and take shrewd investment decisions. He further stated that the NNPCL could generate billions of dollars in revenue if the right decisions were made. as the Petroleum Industry Act had brought the transformation of the oil firm from a government establishment to a commercial entity with no recourse to government funding. Also speaking at the event, the chairman Heirs Holding, Tony Elumelu, said efforts made by the NNPCL in restoring Nigeria's oil production impacted positively on the output of Heirs Oil and Gas. The Group Chief Executive Officer, NNPCL, Mel Kyari, said the challenges confronting the oil and gas industry globally had made it compelling for the oil company to come up with more ingenious ways of doing things. Excuse me. The UK Supreme Court on Wednesday ruled that it was too late for Nigerian claimants to sue two Shell subsidiaries over a 2011 offshore oil spill they say had a devastating long-term impact on the coastal area where they live. The case was one of a series of legal battles Shell had been fighting in London courts against residents of Nigeria's oil-producing Niger Delta, a region blighted by pollution, conflict and corruption related to the oil and gas industry. The action stemmed from the leakage of an estimated 40,000 barrels of crude oil on December 20, 2011, during the loading of an oil tanker at Shell's giant Bonga oil field, 120 kilometers off the coast of the Delta. A group of 27,800 individuals and 457 communities have been trying to sue Shell, saying the resulting oil slick polluted their lands and waterways, damaging farms, fishing, drinking water, mangrove forests, and religious shrines. However, a panel of 5 Supreme Court justices unanimously upheld rulings by 2 lower courts that found they had brought their case after the expiry of a 6-year legal deadline for taking action. And still up ahead in the news, federal government gets World Bank's extension for Nigeria Cares program. These and more will be coming your way after this commercial break. Stay with us.